You know, the number one thing that ages us is free radicals. The free radicals that are all around us in the air. And what we have to fight those free radicals is antioxidants. And the most powerful antioxidants that we can get a hold of is oils from the earth, oils from plants. So if you want to learn more about the powerful antioxidant of Marula oil, please keep watching. Keep watching. I never say that. I've never said that. What's going on today? I've been on YouTube for 60 years and I've never said keep watching. I've never said, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Susan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just never say that. I mean, this is a red letter day. Who knows what's in this video? Hey, do you want to see me ride a zebra? Well, just keep watching. No, that's not true. I'm so happy to talk to you today. I hope you had a wonderful week and I'm so glad you came back to see me in Cooper. And thank you for going shopping with me last week. I had so much fun at the thrift store and from the sound of it, it sounded like you had some fun too. So thanks again for going with me. I love doing those videos. You know what? If you are new to my channel, I probably wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for facial oils. I feel so passionate about them and they help me look better with my skin on my face, they help my body, and they help my general well-being because they make me feel like I'm really moving in the right direction and they make me feel very, very connected to the universe. I use plant oils. I use rosehip seed oil, almond oil, argan oil. I am using a new oil. I've been using it for 6 weeks now. I wanted to make sure that I used it for 6 weeks before I actually wanted to come and talk to you about it so I could tell you my honest opinion of it. But it's been really cute because in the last month or so, you've been so kind and nice to me saying that, you know, oh, you're really glowing. And it's true. I have been using some glow products. But the last few weeks, my skin did get bumped up a notch. And I wanted to tell you why. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about Marula oil and my experience with it. And I think if I love it, I think you might like it too. The thing to really remember is that the number one thing that ages us is not the sun, but it's free radicals. The free radicals that we find in the air every day from chemicals and pollution, from smoke, you name it, it's there. And it ages us. It breaks down our collagen. It breaks down the firmness of our face. Free radicals in the air make us look old. And I have found that when I talk to ladies, you know, I will ask them, you know, well, you know, what's their skin regimen? And they always say, well, I use sunscreen because the number one thing that's ruining my face is the sun. And then I ask them, well, what about free radicals? What are you using to fight the free radicals? And then they just stare at me. So I get a little passionate about, you know, saying the number one thing that's aging us is free radicals. So what are you using to fight the free radicals? And what I hope your answer is some type of plant oil like argan oil, rosehip seed oil, almond oil, grape seed oil, marula oil. So that's why I feel so passionate about facial oils. It is just, to me, it's just as important as sunscreen. I think about facial oils a lot like doing laundry. Like, you know, bleach is wonderful for our laundry, but we don't use it every week. So that's how I see our facial oils. One good example is like almond oil. Almond oil is a hard oil for me to use because I feel that it's a heavy oil a bit and it doesn't absorb into my skin very quickly. But when I'm having trouble with my pores, when they're not looking so right, when I'm having trouble with under eye circles, that's when I use the almond oil and the argan oil and the almond oil. And I will use it for a week or until I feel like my pores are looking, you know, in top shape. So I thought real quick I would just quickly go over the oils that I am using, and then we can talk about my brand new one, which is Marula Oil, and I want to tell you why I'm using that oil. But first off, the first oil that I use on my skin is rosehip seed oil, and I use that oil for cell turnover. That is nature's Retin-a. So I use that at night and in the morning. It helps me with circulation, and it also helps me with scars. The second oil that I use is argan oil, and I use argan oil for hydration and for tone. So the third oil that I use is vitamin E. I use just a touch on my cheeks for glow, and I also use it in my hair every single day. So the fourth oil that I use is Marula Oil. Marula oil comes from a tree that grows in South Africa, and it's the marula tree, and that tree produces a fruit, and from that fruit comes marula oil. And marula oil is good for three things for our skin: hydration, it is texture, and it is elasticity and firmness. That is why we use marula oil, and the reason that marula oil is becoming like so popular is because it absorbs into the skin so quickly. So for those who say, oh, I can't stand that feel of oil on my face, the marula oil is so lightweight and so dreamy and it absorbs so very quickly. So the marula oil that I have been using comes from a company called Acure, and they have a fantastic reputation, and it's just wonderful because, you know, it's vegan and it is cruelty free. There's no gluten, there's no parabens, there's no fragrance. It's just a wonderful pure marula oil. Now, I'm not associated with the company, they don't know I exist, but I am so happy to talk about an oil that this ran me $16, but I have seen this online for under $20. But I just wanted to say that, you know, with rosehip seed oil or retinol or Retin-a, you know, what we're doing is we're speeding up our cell turnover. So we're getting, you know, fresh, you know, new skin. And so, you know, that makes us look younger and more attractive. And, you know, we're kind of beating the anti-aging process, but the problem comes in is if our skin isn't supple or if it isn't firm, then all that work that we do with argan oil and rosehip seed oil and Retin-a, you know, what good is it if our skin is starting, you know, to sag? And those products can only do so much. So what the marula oil does, and you know what, my doctor actually told me that marula oil is actually found in some products that process leather. I don't even know if I should have mentioned that, but okay, it's there. This is just such a beautiful, beautiful facial oil, and it's not thick and it's not thin. It's right in between, and it just feels like heaven when you use it. I use a little bit at night, and I use it every morning underneath my makeup. It just makes you feel, it makes your face feel fresh and tighter. And as the days go on, I see the texture change. I know I'm not going to cry about texture, am I? But it is very exciting. I think it's so important for us to actually learn as much as we can about the facial oils and use the facial oil that is targeting our problem. So if our main problem is elasticity, if we don't feel our neck is firm, or if we don't feel our jawline is firm, then the oil that you're really going to want to use is Marula oil. And if you feel that your skin is super dull and that you have a lot of dead skin cells that you just can't get off, then that's when you're going to use the rosehip seed oil. In anything in life that you're kind of learning, you learn in different levels. And so when you bump up to one level, think, oh my goodness, like playing golf, like, you play at a certain level and then you realize, oh, I'm at a different level, I'm playing better, or almost with anything. It can be anything. And that's how I felt the last 6 weeks when I started to use Marula oil. I felt like I had bumped up my game. I had started to get a few more compliments, and I started noticing when I was filming that I started to look a little bit better in certain lighting that I don't usually, that I couldn't normally film in. I don't know how to describe that, but it was just, I had a real sense of accomplishment that I truly was moving in the right direction. That, I know that we have to fight free radicals in the air. That's the number one thing that is aging us. And we don't have to have 5,000 different facial oils and be greasy all the time. That's not what this is about. We just have to, 5, 6 oils, and we use them in a targeted way. And I just wanted to talk about Marula oil with you today because it has bumped up my game so dramatically that I had to tell you about it. And because it is under $20 from a great company, I thought, you might want to try it too this summer and see what you think. One more facial oil that is so beautiful, and the history of it is so rich that I want to really do a special video for you on that, and maybe even maybe do it as a collab with someone else. I had a cute comment last week about are you still looking for a boyfriend or something like that, and I thought it was just adorable because I think what a lot of people don't understand is I spent my whole life writing songs, and I love to write songs about love. Love gone right, love gone wrong, love going sideways. And so it always was a subject that just fascinated me. I think that's why I love Joni Mitchell so much, because she had a way of writing about the human condition and how we feel in relationships and love, and it was just so beautiful the way that she wrote about it, and very inspirational in when I was writing a song. I wanted to somehow capture some of the emotions that maybe we don't even notice when we're finding love or losing love. And it's funny, I think when I started my YouTube channel, I think I kind of carried that over, that I kind of live in one big romance novel, and I think that I kind of did that starting out writing songs, but I think I carried it over to my YouTube channel. And so in living in a romance novel, perhaps some wouldn't approve of that, but that's really the only way I know how to live. And living in a romance novel doesn't mean that you're always thinking about romantic love or sex. It's not about that. It's the romance of people. It's the romance of the world. It's the romance of the human condition, and how we interact with each other and how we interact with things in nature and animals. And so it's just this beautiful, passionate love affair that I have with living life. They say that we as women, we can always relate to one of the Golden Girls. Remember that show? And sometimes, I pretty much always feel like Blanche. But I tell you what, I think I'm a little bit of Dorothy and Rose too. I think I'm all of them, and Mama too. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I loved every minute of it, and if you get a chance, you come back and see me in Cooper next week, okay? All right, have a wonderful week. Our house. We never give up. We say I'm sorry. We like to have fun. We give hugs. We are family. I've been good at a lot of things in my life, but one thing I haven't been good at is trying to be what other people want me to be. I've never been any good at that.